Hello and welcome to Knittin' from the Mitten. My name is Tiffany. I'm coming to you from Midland, Michigan, also known as the Mitten State. You can find me on Ravelry and Periscope as Tiff Grimm's Dogs, Instagram as Knittin' from the Mitten, and we have a Ravelry group called Knittin' from the Mitten Podcast. So thank you to anyone who is new or returning. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm loving the chatter that we've been getting in the group. If you have not joined the group, please do. It's a lot of fun. I love seeing what you guys are working on, and everyone's been kind of talking about what they want to do for the knit-along we have coming up. So I just really appreciate that, so thank you. First up this week is my blueberry waffle socks. The pattern is by Sandy Turner, and I have not gotten very far on these at all. I just started the heel, but I figured I'd show them anyways. And this is the slightly modified Eye of Partridge heel. This is the heel that you can find in the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern by Erica Luder, and that is also a free pattern on Ravelry. But I really like the texture you get with this heel. I just think it's really fun. Just kind of mixes it up a little bit. So I've been really happy with that. And once again, this is a 1x1 twisted rib. Really enjoy that for a cuff. And the yarn is Paton's Kroy FX in the Cameo Colors colorway. And I love these two together, the pattern and the yarn together. It's been very enjoyable. The needles that I'm using are Hueloco Sharps, and they're size US 1. I really enjoy the Hueloco Sharps. They are definitely one of my favorites. My other favorite are the Gu lace needles. Those are also really becoming a big favorite of mine. I can't decide which one I like better. I love them both. So let's see. So that's all I've got for that. Once I get past the heel, I'll be back to using them on my little Gu circulars. Oh, I love these things. Aren't they just so darn cute? Love them. So, but I don't even know if there's a way to do a heel with the little circulars. No idea. So I just use DPNs for the heel. Next up is my Pure Joy shawl by Joji Locatelli. And this is what I've been primarily working on this week. I was worried that I was going to run out of yarn. And this is the Limestone colorway from Cascade Heritage. I was worried I was going to run out of that, so I was really knitting on it because I wanted to see if I could make it, and I did. So I'm very happy with that. This is the last wedge that I'm working on right now. This is wedge 6, and the pink yarn is from Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns in the Claire's Hunting Capelet colorway. And so I will show you what all I got done. These are on 32-inch cables, so there's not much room for me to spread it out, but you can still get an idea of what I did. There's my stitch marker from where I stopped last time. And you can see, you can kind of see where it gets a little bit more of it. But I love this knit. It is so relaxing. It's been so enjoyable. I've never had a point in this pattern where I'm like, oh, I just don't want to work on this. I always want to work on this. I love it. It's just so great. I've heard so many good things about all of Joji Locatelli's patterns, and I really want to knit another one. I've been thinking about doing the Madewell cardigan. That's the one with the little elbow patches sewn onto them. I think that's really cute. I've been thinking of doing it in like a tweedy yarn from like Knit Picks or something. So thinking about that. I also had found a version of that where they did on the elbow patches, they knit little hearts for the elbow patches. I loved that. So I think that's going to be my next Joji pattern. Really loving it. The other thing I've been working on is my Cozy Memories blanket. And I got part of a little square done this week. This is blue right here. This is opal, and this was a pair of socks that my mom had made, so she gave me the mini when she was done with it. Well, she gave me all her leftovers, so I can use it for swaps too. So I've got a little bit of that left. And I always love working on this. It's just so fun. I love seeing the shape, you know, with the cross in the middle. This is these four right here are my middle square. And so I'm really looking forward to getting these last two spots filled in. So it'll be a big square. But yeah, oh, I think I mentioned this before, but I figured I'll say it again. I do a 49 stitch cast on. So like for example here, I picked up 24 and then 25 over here. And then I knit 23 stitches on the first row, and then I slip 2, then I knit the next stitch, and then pass the 2 slip stitches over that stitch, and then knit the rest, which is 23. And then on the other side, on the wrong side, when I get to where I slipped those 2 stitches, I purl it. And that's what gives it this line right down the middle. It's called a center double decrease. You can see it better on this yellow. I love that. I had seen Danny from Littlebobbinsknits podcast. She's the one that I first saw do that, and I loved it. She had a little guide that she drew up. I believe she was the one that drew it up. It's on her project page for it, and that's what I followed to do my blanket in that way. So really liked that. Those are all my whips for this week. I have no finished objects. Like I said, mostly I've been working on the Pure Joy shawl. This isn't like me to only have, you know, 3 whips, and 2 really, because the Cozy Memories blanket's always going to be a whip for a long time, but this is not like me at all. I usually have a ton. So maybe by next week I'll have some more cast on, but I just thought that was really funny that now that I've started a podcast, I don't have any whips going, so I thought that was really funny. The next thing I want to talk about is our knit along, which starts July 1st. It's the Connecting Continents knit along, which I'm hosting with Catherine of LuCookie Knits podcast. Go check her out. She's from Germany, and she is such a sweetheart. And I just want to say another thank you to her again for contacting me about this knit along. And you know, this is my first knit along, and it's her first knit along, and we started about the same time. So this is just really special, and I'm really excited and looking forward to it. It starts, like I said, starts July 1st, goes to September 30th. We came up with a hashtag for it, so if you want to hashtag it on Instagram, I think that would be so cool to go through and look at those pictures. But we came up with Connecting Cal, so I'll put that on here for the hashtag. So if you are joining in with us, feel free to post on Instagram your picture or your yarn and pattern that you want to do. And feel free to hashtag it. I am doing the On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg. And I am doing it with this yarn, the Cascade Heritage Solid. And I can't remember off the top of my head which colorway this is. It's just a gray color. It's a very light gray, and I think this is gonna look so cool. This is my gradient pack from Miss Babs. Oh, it's kind of glaring, but yeah, this is from Miss Babs yarn, and this is out of Tennessee. And the pattern I'm doing is On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg. She's from Germany, and this yarn is from Tennessee, and Cascade, I believe, is from Washington. So basically for the knit along, you do either a pattern or a yarn that is local to your country, or it doesn't even have to be local to your country, really. It just has to be 2 separate ones. But I think it's kind of neat when you do it local to your country, or you know, maybe you lived in another country when you were younger and you want to do from that one. I think that's totally fine too. We're not sticklers on anything, really. We just ask that it's not a work in progress. We ask that you just, you know, make a conscious decision on what you want to knit. So that'll be the On the Spice Market shawl, and that gradient set is what I'll be using. And I'm actually going to be going, actually I think this goes into my next, well, it goes into a different segment, but I'll talk about it now. I'm hoping to go over to a Piece of Ewe yarn shop in Bay City, which I think I mentioned before, but I thought I'd give them a little shout out. Their website is apieceofewe.com, E-W-E. I'll put that down at the bottom too. I'm hoping to go over there and maybe look for some needles for the On the Spice Market shawl. I think it requires a 2.5, US 2.5, and I don't have that size. And I'm not quite sure if I will need it or not. I figured I might as well get it, then I'll have it. If I need to go up or down a size, then that's fine, but at least I'll have it that way. But yeah, I'm hoping to go over there afterwards today and check out their yarn. They moved. They were in a different location now. They just moved down the road, so I haven't been to their new spot yet. So I'm really excited to check it out. I'll try and take some video if they don't mind, which I'm sure they won't mind. But and then hopefully I can insert that into the podcast at some point. Maybe right here or maybe at the end. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll make it a separate video. I don't know yet. But I think that would be a lot of fun. I like seeing when people take videos of the yarn shops that they go into, or whether they're going out to eat or where they've gone on trips. I think that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm hoping to check that out today. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was something that I did my day off this week, was yarn dyeing. I got to try that. So last week I talked about how I ordered some dyes, which was from the Dharma Trading Company, and they are acid dyes. I ordered navy blue, blazing orange was the name of it, and then a yellow. And it is a lot harder than it looks, I think, for yarn dyeing. I took some hand spun yarn that I had and I divided it up into little mini skeins. And because Nicole of Hueloco podcast, she put out some yarn dyeing tutorial videos, and she had mentioned that divide them up into mini skeins when you're learning, so you can try out different techniques. You know, if something doesn't work right, you're not losing a whole skein, you know, to a mess up. So I'm really, really glad I did that, because I really messed up the first one really bad. But that's all part of learning, you know. So it was a lot of fun. I had bought a single burner from Walmart because I didn't really want to do it in the kitchen because they recommend not doing that. So I just did it in the garage. I bought a single burner from Walmart. It did not work. It wouldn't get hot enough to simmer. I think it's mainly for like someone using their dorm room to heat up their ramen noodles or something, because it would turn itself off when it got too hot. So it's a good safety feature to have, but it doesn't work for yarn dyeing. So we ended up getting out the camp stove, and that got up to a simmer for sure. So that helped. But here, this is what I came up with. This is the first one that did not work, but it's still kind of neat looking. The navy was the first one that I put, and I don't think I got it hot enough, so it just leached everywhere. And on here it looks a little more blue than it is, but in real life it looks pretty brown, like murky brown. But you can see where the yellow I have put in and some of those orange bits. Love that. Love that orange. This actually reminded me of like a red-winged blackbird. So that's what I named it. I'm probably not even going to be using this yarn. I might use it to, you know, maybe make up a little toy or something, but I just thought that was kind of funny. That just totally bombed on my first one. But the second one worked out a little bit better. Still really wasn't the style I was going for. I was trying to do a speckle, but I kind of got a little dye happy. But it's still really neat. It's definitely a lot better than what the first one. So this, you can see, it just, to me it looks like it just didn't take very well, but I was going for some speckles. But you can see the orange and and the navy and the yellow. And these colors remind me of like a Michigan sunset. So that's what I plan to call it once I get the style that I'm looking for, which I'm not quite sure yet of what I'm even looking for as far as a yarn dyeing style. With that, I figured it would be kind of like a variegated color, because I want to use all those colors together. But I'm really excited to get back to trying out some of my other mini skeins to see what I can come up with. I'm gonna be looking on Amazon for a single burner, like one of those electric ones that are like flat, you know, and they're kind of expensive, so I kind of have to save up a little bit. I think they're like $60. But I saw that Nicole of Hueloco had that, and I thought that looked like a lot easier than dealing with a camp stove with the open flame. So those are my adventures in yarn dyeing. If you go on my Instagram, you can see where I was when I was dyeing the skein. I have a picture of what it looked like in the pot, so that was kind of fun. Okay, so something else that I thought I would talk about is something that I made last year as a cowl, and this is what it looks like. It's like a double cowl, or I don't know what you call it, but it's made in a tube, and then you kind of join it together at the end. But this is called the Endless Rose Cowl, and this was a pattern I found in the Interweave Knits magazine. I think it was last summer, maybe. But I just think this is really neat. This was my first color work, and I thought I would show this. And what I learned from this project is that acrylic yarn is not, it doesn't like to do Fair Isle. So you can probably see all like, well, there you go. There's some where it's kind of bunched up a little bit. There's a good one right there. Oh, this side. You can see it's really bunched up over there. And that's really what I learned out of this project, that if you use wool, it will stretch more and be more forgiving to your floats and to, you know, crossing the yarn over. You can see right there too. It's just kind of bunched up. Yeah, you can really see it there. So I remember after I had bought the yarn, I was on, I don't know if I was on Ravelry or just online, I read that it said not to use acrylic, and I was like, oh, well, it's too late now. I didn't want to mess with sending it back and all that. And I really like the colors, and it's really warm. It's not conducive to Fair Isle, that's all. But I still really enjoy this. I really enjoy this knit, and I still wear it. But I just thought that was something I would share with you guys. That was a little thing that I learned about. So if any of you haven't done Fair Isle before, I don't recommend using acrylic. I think it would have been a lot easier if I just sort of used wool. So yeah, that was just something that I wanted to share with you guys. Though this was Knit Picks Brava, I believe. It's a fingering weight, but I believe it was Brava. I think that's the name of it. But so yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so next things I'd like to talk about is acquisitions. I was very bad this week, very bad. I have never ever been good at diets, and a yarn diet is no different. I was on my lunch break at work, and I was on Instagram, and I saw that Molly of Homespun House was coming out with a Harry Potter yarn club with Sucre miniatures as the charms, and I couldn't resist. I texted my husband, I was like, so guess what Molly's doing? And I like sent him a link to it, and he's like, do it. So we're very much enablers to each other like that. It's really funny. But I'm so excited. So excited for this. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Everything that Molly does is perfect and gorgeous, and I've only got one other skein of hers. I think that's the one I showed last week, the Mirth colorway. But every time she's done the Harry Potter clubs, I've seen the stuff that she comes out with. It's awesome. So, and Sucre Miniatures, if you have not looked at their stuff, I believe it's a girl behind it, but she does such adorable stuff. They're so cute. She'll make like little polymer clay, like little food things generally is what I've noticed. She made, like at Easter time, she made little teeny peeps, and she makes little tacos, little frappuccinos, and pizza slices, and they look so real. So I'm really curious to see what she does for a Harry Potter themed one. I just think it's going to be so cool. I looked this morning, there were still 2 left, so if that's something that you're interested in, go check it out. I think it would be totally worth it. It goes from July to September, so there'll be 3 months. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So that was me being bad this week, but it's so fun, you know. You shouldn't have to feel bad for, you know, enjoying your hobby. So I don't feel bad. So something else I wanted to show. This is something I bought back in February, but I still like showing, you know, stuff from my stash. I think it's fun to see what people have. This is Spun Right Round in the candy colorway. This is on her snappy sock base, and it is 75% superwash Corriedale, 25% nylon, 434 yards, 100 grams. So it's very squishy and plump and adorable. I love these colors. Look at that teal in there. So cool. I've got some scrap yarn of like a purple and a hot pink, and I think that would be really fun for heels, cuffs, and toes in those colors. And I can't wait to see how this knits up. I think it's going to be so cool. Something else that I bought, I think this was back in February as well, is some Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns. And let's see, there's her tag. And she's on Etsy. And she's the one that's from here in Midland. Her name is Caitlin. And this is her tough sock base. And this is a self-striping, which this is my first self-striping, and I cannot wait to try this out. I've been kind of hoarding it because I'm not ready to use it because it's so cute and it's my first self-striping, but I really want to try it out. This is the Spring Dreams colorway, by the way. And this is superwash merino, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards. So another really generous skein of yarn. And she's got an Etsy shop as well, which you can see on the tag. And yeah, I just think this is going to make such neat socks. I can't wait to try it out. I might have to cast that one on soon too. But yeah, oh, something else that I wanted to talk about. I forgot to grab this out. It's right here, so I'll show it. This is some of my spinning that I've done on a drop spindle. My husband made this spindle for me. Let's see, it's still focusing on my face. My husband made this for me last year, I believe it was. Maybe it was before that. But I love it. It's really well made. He did a really good job on this. And I thought it was so sweet that he made this for me. The fiber on here is from Diabolical Yarns. It's the Wildcats colorway. And I believe it's silk and BFL is what's in it. And this is what a single that I've already spun up on there. I just spun it into a ball. I'm going to put it on a bobbin to apply it. But isn't that neat? It's so soft. Very soft. But I'm really excited. I have a hard time going back to a spindle now because it's so much faster on a spinning wheel. But I'm going to finish it up on the spindle. I think that would be a good idea. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that. I think it's really nice to see if it focus. There we go. But yeah, I think it would be neat if my husband made these and sold these spindles. He talked about doing that, and I think he should do it. So he made one for one of the girls at work wanted to get into spinning, so he made one up for her as well. And I just think he does such a wonderful job with these. So let's see. I think that's all I have actually this week as far as acquisitions and what I've been working on. I don't know if I will have another episode before the start of the Cal. It just depends on how my days off have been kind of getting switched up. So I'm not sure if I will or not. But so if I don't, I'll probably at least post on Instagram about it and in the group for sure. But if not, I hope everyone has a good cast on day, and I hope that you guys post in the thread on Ravelry, and that you'll post on Instagram, and maybe get some more people involved, because I think it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, and the prizes for that, again, are going to be, they're not for sure yet, but definitely there's going to be some hand-dyed yarn from me and Catherine. So, and you can also post in her group and my group for your finished objects, but you do need to be a member of whatever group you do post your finished objects in. So I believe she said she's going to be making a project bag, and I'm not quite sure what other goodies I'm going to put in there, but there'll definitely be some more things, and I'll show that more as we get, you know, closer to that. But so yeah, so I hope you guys all have a very good week, and I hope you stay happy and healthy, and I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.